Question, is it a good idea to get people interested in characters on social media before you start working on the comic? I would say it's a good idea, like while you're developing it, to like warm people up to the idea of your characters, but I wouldn't say that you have to. How many times did the story change before you started making the comic or even during the series? I change stuff all the time. The ending has stayed pretty much the same. I usually only change like little stuff, but what made it easier is the fact that I percolated on like the story for like 5-ish years before I actually started drawing it. I'm the type of person I like to let my ideas simmer for a long time. Do you already have the end of Cast-Off planned? Yes, and I have since the beginning. I've seen some people have a separate social media account for their comic. Thoughts on why or why not to do that? I've done both. I think that it's an okay idea if you want to, but I wouldn't say that you necessarily have to. I would say it's not necessary, but if you want to keep your social media a little bit more organized, you can. Who is your favorite Cast-Off character to write? I like all of them for different reasons. Favorite is probably Ariana, if I'm being honest. I feel like she's the one with the story that I enjoy writing the most. We've still got a lot to go with her. I'm very excited. I feel like she's the most emotionally complex of all the characters. So she's the one that I have the most fun with, I would argue. What's your favorite food? I like udon. I like udon noodles. I think they're tasty. I like most things with a noodle. I just like a noodle in general. What's your favorite manga? Right now, Witch Hat Atelier. Full Metal Alchemist also has an iron grip on my soul forever. Tokyo Mew Mew is a classic. I got brought up on that freaking series and it holds a very special place in my heart. Those are probably my top 3 at the moment. Where's a good place to post your comic? I've already answered this multiple times. I would recommend watching some of my other videos where I talk about that sort of thing. In general, I highly recommend getting your own website. Webtoon is okay, but I kind of hate it. Tapas is all right. Comic Fury is also good, but I've never used it myself. I go into more details in the videos where I've answered those topics, so thumbs up. I forget if you talked about it, but have you seen Madoka Magica? Not only have I seen it, it was a huge inspiration for Cast-Off. I will not elaborate. How do you stay patient in finishing Cast-Off? I can barely stay patient finishing a way shorter comic about my OCs. Honestly, I don't know. I think I just enjoy making comics so much, and I enjoy my characters so much that I get excited for everything that happens to them, not just like the big moments. I think an important thing to remember is that comics are a marathon, not a sprint. It's not something that you can just bust through. You gotta kind of take your time with it. You don't have to go full speed. You can just, you know, kind of sit, enjoy it, go on a nice little walk with it. As far as like keeping up motivation for a long period of time, I just really like making comics, and I don't necessarily have a better answer than that, unfortunately. I just really like comics, and I like making them, and it's relaxing for me, and it's fun for me because I like get to draw a thing and then share it with people, and I like comics. The impatience is that, like, yes, I want to put these stories out there in the world, but I also, you know, I want there to be the proper build-up so that those big moments that I'm super excited for will have the impact that I want them to have, you know? What inspirations did you draw for Cast-Off? I've made a whole video about that. I've made videos on like my favorite tropes and stuff and how they made it into Cast-Off, so I'm not gonna rehash it here. How did you figure out a satisfying story direction for Cast-Off? You must define satisfying for me, my friend. Because honestly, with Cast-Off, I just figured out a story that I would like to tell, and then I took the time to figure out how I wanted to tell that story in a way that was fun for me, and that was going to be satisfying for me to show to other people and to show and develop into something that I liked. My thing is, I love a plot twist. I love intrigue. And so with me, crafting a story is about crafting that intrigue and how precisely I drop the breadcrumbs and such. Question, you explained how you letter, but not how you set up the balloons in CSP. I literally don't use the lettering tools in Clip Studio Paint. I have a shape that I copy paste as the base for all of my balloons, and I just drop that into the canvas and I move it to where I need it to go, and then I just hand draw all my balloon tails. It's not high tech at all. It's the caveman version of doing word balloons. I literally just draw them onto the pages. It's not fancy. I could never figure out how to use the actual like lettering tools in Clip Studio Paint, so I don't. I simply do not do it. How do you find/make references for character poses, background, etc.? I just Google it. I honestly would love to find something better than Pinterest, but For right now, Pinterest is what I have access to, also just like Google. Unfortunately, both of those have kind of been taken over by AI bullshit, but with some stuff specifically, you can still find it and there's not too much AI, thankfully. For very specific poses at like weird angles, I have a little 3D character poser that I like to use. I forget what it's called, but it's an app I have on my iPad that lets you just like pose a little 3D character and you can like move the camera around. And I'll use that if I need something like really specific from a really weird angle.